Hello, my friends. This is Gosha from Cosmic Agency. Hello, how are you doing today? As promised, I'm going to make a video today about the drone situation, what Marisva said in her channel about the recent invasion of drones and UFOs, etc. But this is not all we are going to talk about, as I'm going to make the connection here with the false alien invasion plans. And I will share with you what has been said by our Taygetan friends in the past on this topic. So let's start. First, I'm going to tell you in short what was Mari's take on these drone sightings, and then we'll go into the false alien invasion. But first, before we go into the Mari's take on the drones, let's remind ourselves what Aneka in 2020 said in the topic of the drones. And in September 2020, she mentioned that there is an astronomical number of non-human drones soaring through human skies 24/7, all shapes and sizes. So this phenomenon is not something new. This phenomenon has been happening all the time and ever. So the fact that they are seen now, well, we'll talk about this a little bit, is due to different causes. It could be that now we have more technologies available to recognize them and to register and record and share them throughout the internet. And also it could be that now the subject is not so silenced anymore and exaggerated. Okay, we'll get to that a bit later. But anyway, Aneka was saying that they are seen, they are there 24/7, all shapes and sizes. And she mentioned back then that they are recently being classified as so-called fast walkers or mini UFOs. That was in 2020, she said that. And she said, this is an interesting, curious fun fact, that those fast walkers mini UFO drones use portals to get in and out all the time. Of course, they descend from their motherships, but they also use portals to get in and out all the time. And they are very, very small. And I remember I asked her, why do these mini drones enter through portals and not simply descending? And where do they come from? So Aneka said, of course, they also go down from orbit. And some of them use those mini portals because it is more practical. Mini portals, okay? More practical. And they come from the ship in the orbit, or could even come from distant planets. And sometimes, as she said here, even from the so-called parallel timelines. And why? Well, all this has to do, as always, with monitoring and controlling the activities of different kinds. And like I said, they have been around for thousands of years, if not millions. So this is not new. As she says here, the only new thing is that humans with their technology are reaching the point where they detect that there are non-human drones, but they have been always around. You have to see Marisva's video on Taygetan drones if you are really truly interested in very detailed information about their uses, what they're like, anatomy. She describes in detail what is inside those drones. So I'm going to put the link here. Please check this video out, as it's very important to this whole subject. Okay, well, let's move on to this recent series of events to do with all these drones and UFOs. I don't like to call them UAPs, UFOs and drones. So in summary, what Mari is saying, and she made 2 videos about this topic, I'll also link them in the description box under this video. She's explaining that most of them, especially originally, I'll get to it also now, were of human origin. But then what also happened is that there were so many of them, so other stellar races started to come in with their drones to check what the human ones were doing. And it became like sort of a soup of human drones and non-human drones, Galactic Federation, no Galactic Federation. all to monitor the others. And it was funny because the Urmah feline drone found itself with the Taygetan drone in its investigations. However, non-human ones are in minority and mostly are not seen, okay? They are not interested in making these shows. If you see, you know, some huge exaggerated theatrics going on in the sky, that's most likely, if not totally, not of non-human origin. They are not interested in doing that. And also, by rules of the Federation itself, and this is from Athena in 2021, by rules of the Federation itself, they should not be seen, neither drones nor ships. We do know that they are seen everywhere, yes, but the Federation rules, in theory at least, say that they shouldn't be seen. So everything we see around this phenomenon that was happening just now with the drones is pointing to them being human. First of all, that theatrics, this is not something extraterrestrial people are interested in doing. It's like they specifically want to be seen. And also all the media hype about it. Media talking about something and exaggerating and making something super dramatic is usually indication of some kind of something being staged. So don't trust anything coming from the media, of course, as always. Now, they have investigated those human ones, and they discovered they are of different types. Some of them were more simple, the others were super advanced, with a secret technology that the Cabal has saved. Exactly for the moments like this. They have been developing these technologies behind our back to keep them specifically for the situations like these. So some of them are more commercial, some of them are more advanced military. So of course the military and the governments on a deeper level do know what they are. So if you see any politicians or someone saying they don't know what they are, or maybe on some low level they don't, but on the higher level everybody is absolutely aware of what's going on. They were reported having or doing some kind of interferences, you know, the lights flashing in the cars or something, telecommunication interferences. So Mari is saying this could be due to them being transmitted by military frequencies that interfere with telecommunications on purpose, to make it look more alien. Wow, what's happening? All these lights flashing. Or whatever is controlling those drones, military ones, could be causing that, not being on purpose. Or it also could be that some ET drones could be causing that as well. So Taygetans investigated this, and the human drones were found taking off from Air Force military bases and remote USA areas. They were also seen coming from Antarctica, jumping faster than the speed of light. Yes, humans do have this technology. I'm talking about humans behind the scenes. Just because, and this is also from Athena 2021, I gathered these different bits and pieces of quotes and information from the past years. Athena in 2021 said that just because they move unusual means nothing. They can make 90 degrees turns too, because they have anti-gravitic or gravitational engines. In that conversation with Athena, I said, how is it possible to know, like for example for the pilot, to know that what he sees in front is terrestrial or non-terrestrial? And at that time she said, well, just looking at it sometimes it's not that easy. No longer, because the military already have things that move like non-human ships. So sometimes that's why it could be difficult. Also remember that Galactic Federation is in contact with the Cabal. They are communicating. So they of course have the transference of technologies there happening behind our back. The drones are happening and seen, or have been happening and seen all over the world, but that means nothing because, as we know, the deep cabal controls all sides, so it's all synchronized. That's why they are seen everywhere. Mari and the Taygetans are saying that there is absolutely no increase in drone UFO activity. As I said in the beginning, they are always there, soaring the skies, as Anneka said, but it's always been this way. They haven't observed any increase in the activity of those drones, extraterrestrial drones and UFOs. It could be, like I said that before, it has been silenced more. The fact that it's not being silenced is also to do with the possible false alien invasion plans, but we'll get to this. Also remember that there's another factor here, possibility, that many of them are just not even there. They are not real. They are just projected into the sky, and it's more and more easier and easier to do this nowadays. So the Taygetan conclusion on this whole subject definitely is that this is a psyop executed by three-letter agencies that are connected throughout the world. And remember that the agencies such as CIA, they work not towards what they say they do, but they basically work to defend the interests of secret societies and whoever is behind them, the deep cabal behind them. And we also know who is behind the deep cabal. Now, why would this be happening? Why would they be creating all this? Well, this does relate to the false alien invasion. We'll get to this in the next chapter of this video. But other reasons could be simple distraction from other topics. So you must be always looking when something like this is happening. What else is happening in the world? You know all this, but I'm repeating myself. If something is being hyped and exaggerated in the media, look around and see what else is happening and what else they want you to be distracted from. This could be also happening to test people's reactions, to the UFO sightings and phenomena like this, but interestingly, also to create a reaction. They want to create a certain reaction in the people. That's why also they order certain topics to be hyped in the media, because they are targeting a certain reaction within the people, within the public. And here also they could be wanting to normalize the topic. And here very soon we will see in the past few years especially, what has been happening already to normalize this topic, but normalize in their way, of course. Normalize the topic, but in their way. And also, Athena here in 2021 said, they are also distracting against real non-human ships. And she says, like this one I am sitting in. So they are distracting from the real, because the real ones are really out there. But whatever they are creating is never going to be faithful to what's really happening outside. And it's all probably to do with the false alien invasion plans. Well, one could say that the false alien invasion, that's old, it's an old trick, and that they are not going to use this. Well, they can still use it, okay? That's what we believe, and that's what Mari and the Taygetans believe. Okay, so let's start with the false alien invasion and what was said in the past until now by our Taygetan friends. This has to do with the whole Blue Beam project, and just to start this off, I went to the Wikipedia and I wanted to see where this came from. Where the Wikipedia very fast, without me going into details of this and looking deep. Of course, it has probably roots somewhere in the past, but it goes back to Sergei Monast. He died in 1996, and he was a supposed conspiracy theorist, and he was known for the promotion of this whole Project Blue Beam conspiracy, which, according to the Wikipedia here, it says It posits a plot to facilitate a totalitarian world government by destroying Abrahamic religions and replacing them with a New Age belief system using futuristic NASA technology and involving a faked alien invasion or fake extraterrestrial encounter meant to deceive nations into uniting under a new world government. So this is very interesting and is very much in line with what we believe they are planning. The cabal that controls the earth has been preparing some kind of false alien invasion or contact for a while. We don't know, they don't know, Taygetans, whether it will happen or not, but all the data for now, as they say, points in that direction. And this is because you can see how much the controllers of the earth have been pushing their information about the extraterrestrial disclosure. Whether it's a real disclosure or not, we'll get to that a little bit in a little bit as well. Always remember that they don't have one plan only, never. They are always operating with multiple plans in mind, and they're always rolling them out depending on scenarios that are playing out, people's reaction and different agendas behind. As Yaski said, I don't know the year when she said that, but she says, it is one of many agendas that they always have, and they go forward little by little with all of them to gradually see which of their agendas best suits the situation of the moment. Okay, so there could be different scenarios of these agendas, okay? And in the past, we have discussed several options here. So it could be as a bad ET's invasion. So some kind of a fake alien invasion to force humans to unite against, some sort of external threat. And then there's going to be an excuse to implement the New World Order. As we know, with the new regulations, new restrictions, for example, coming up with some strange digital identifiers or whatever, that Yaski said that in the past, to be able to distinguish, the humans from the infiltrating bad ETs. In 2023, in August, Athena said, Deep Cabal is interested in generating the false extraterrestrial invasion as a method of alarm and provocation of obedience and fear in the world population to make sure that everyone cooperates for the imposition of the New World Order. In the same year, in July, we had several thoughts shared by Naishara. And Naishara said this. From her perspective, there is no need for an open, hostile alien invasion narrative because all they need is a disclassification. She says, disclassification is all that is needed to start all this, the hostile takeover, because they will claim that they need to control the public's reactions to this new information. This declassification can and will also cause new laws, rules, regulations, and censorship. So here, according to Naishara, this hostile takeover scenario is not really necessary. Even declassifications can, can work towards the same goal. Another option here could be a good guys taking over. Good guys taking over. And here we are linking this to these propagandas of Galactic Federation of Love and Light. As we know, Illuminati, CIA, Cabal, all that are spreading this propaganda of the Federation being just positive and love and light. And they want to use that as one of their agendas for control. The same idea as QAnon, savior, someone who will come and liberate us from something, also imposing new rules and restrictions. So Yaski said this in the past. They are preparing that fake alien invasion, but I doubt it will come as an invasion as in the movies, like in military takeover of Earth. it most likely will come as positive aliens with nice agendas that strangely comply and are in tune with Agenda 2130, imposing some sort of a new world order and a set of rules or belief system that the humans must comply to. I really doubt there will be any sort of real ETs appearing. That's why it's fake. That's why it's fake. They will most likely use false extraterrestrials under their full control. I say this because the Federation has really gone out of its way to preserve the status quo on Earth as a self-contained social bubble that has little to nothing to do with what is going on outside. So I said here that this is Cabal Illuminati spreading this Federation propagandas, but as you know, this links to the Federation itself. Federation is running the Cabal Illuminati, the shady levels of the Federation, and they don't want to be seen as bad guys because, you know, in case they might want to need that, they might need to be seen as the good guys later on. So they need to present themselves as saviors, as good ones. So Yasky is saying, because for fact, there probably will be a false alien invasion soon to come. Note that they say alien invasion and not extraterrestrial invasion, at least mostly. And here Yasky is pointing out, and this is why we hate that word alien. I hate that word alien because it's a negative, regressive, non-human entity that alienates humans, that is just nothing to do with the humanity, sets them off the spiritual path. This is what Yasky said. And extraterrestrial, on the other hand, it's a positive, progressive, friendly, non-human being that is wanting to help and enlighten humans to move forward and for them to be well. So extraterrestrials, not aliens. So unfortunately, as much as all these enthusiasm wanted to be otherwise, all these in the recent past years also, UFO declassifications and congressional events also have to do with these false alien invasion plans because they want to normalize the topic in a way. So is it really a disclosure, or is it normalizing the topic for another agenda? To me, it seems like they are mimicking the true disclosure, mimicking and taking advantage of people talking about real disclosure and wanting that disclosure. So they will be easy to fool. For example, back in 2020, in November, Aneka said this: I, Aneka, do not personally believe in a total declassification of the so-called UFO phenomenon because of the consequences. They would only declassify what would suit those in control for each one of their agendas. This also goes for the so-called fake alien invasion using blue beam technology. What happens is that accepting that there are ETs would bring a series of chain events and chain reactions that would destroy the concept and everything that makes up the matrix that they have imposed on people with so much work and care. And in 2021, in February, this is what Athena said about these declassifications and two different scenarios for the fake alien invasion. She said this: we from here know where they are going with their documents declassifications. One possible plan is a false alien invasion that would remove all liberties and all freedom from the people in the name of a greater good. And that invasion may come, 1, as a full-blown false military ETs coming down to Earth to enslave all. 2, positive invasion as positive ETs coming to help and imposing on the human population new rules that will be the exact ones the New World Order wants. The fake aliens, not the real aliens, it will be like fake aliens, okay, that they will come up with, will dictate conditions of aid that will go entirely hand in hand with the intentions of the New World Order. as in a second coming of Christ or something, or a federation of light, appearing to give people a new religion, and they will all fall for it, because these beings will be seen as benevolent, as, for example, they cured a pandemic, or even gave people a new economic order or a system like Nesara Gesara, and it will all be fake. When the false galactic federation, made by the Cabal, with the authentic one permissive of all this, enters, they will save humanity from the problems, and it will give them free technologies, which the population will only see as something good, and they will love it. And Athena also here says, for now, we strongly think that it probably will go the path of the loving and caring, problem-solving galactic federation, imposing new world order rules. Also because of how strongly they are interested in protecting their federation of light. They are clearly setting things up in that direction, so they don't want people like us ranting against the Federation as it goes against their plans. And Athena also said that most likely those fake aliens will be presented as Pleiadians, Nordics, and the like. You know, this is what all the reset is about. That's how they execute resets. It's a totally new belief system with the destruction of the old. So this is all what it's pointing to. Now, at that point, when I was talking to Athena in 2021, I asked her, well, in that situation, if that would be a false alien invasion, bad or good, wouldn't the real ETs step in and like say, no, this is not happening? And this is what Athena said. They would not step in, because the fake alien invasion is only happening on Earth in that realm, and is or will be seen as part of the game and of the learning curve of humans. I am sure of this, very sure of this. And she is here referring to the real Galactic Federation and whether they would step in or not. On the topic of stepping in and real ET contact, in 2023, in October, for those who are perhaps newer to the channel, I made a live with Mari. Yes, Mari came in to the chat, and where we are connected there. By the way, we don't talk to Mari. Mari writes her videos completely without any interactions with humans. That includes us, but she did made herself available for one lives that I did, and she was answering questions of people coming from the chat room. The questions were passed to her by the team. And one of the questions was, are there any plans for direct contact, open and publicly known as in face-to-face, between Earthlings and extraterrestrials at any time in the near future? And Mari said, there are no plans for face-to-face contact. That was 2023. No plans for face-to-face contact in the near future, so be aware of this, as the Cabal may say otherwise, as part of the plan to impose a false alien invasion. Okay. In August in 2021, and this has to do with all these normalizations of the topic, there was a video circulating, supposedly leaked from the military, Pentagon UFO video. And everybody was also very excited, saying this is some kind of part of the classification process. And Taygetanský also studied the subject, and they came to the conclusion that this was totally human manufacture. So it was not a UFO. So again, they are not declassifying anything. The real ETs are not coming out. It's them again playing games. And Athena said this at the time. That was August 2021. The US military is not declassifying anything. They are playing with the public, probably with the alien invasion agenda in mind, or for whatever other unknown reason. That device is man-made, no doubt about it. That is human, and we assure it. Also, there is another possibilities here, the way they do this, and this is coming from Arishah in 2023. They do this. She says, the very same three-letter agencies fabricate sometimes those videos, which then they say are leaks. Pass them on to the public for conspiracists to bounce their ideas off and waste their time on. And in the process, they validate the fake alien invasion. So this is what they do as well. There was another event happening last year around February 2023, and there was a supposed UFO that was shot down. There were also spy balloons, fuss over the net, you know, with all that news that the USA and Canada shot down the ET craft. And again, Arishah here is saying, Taygetans from their CIC feel it could be part of the fake alien invasion agenda, because as far as real ET movements, again, nothing is happening. Nothing meaning nothing extraordinary. This smells of cabal manipulation and agendas. And since they are giving it a lot of media attention, again, media attention, we know it is something they are plotting, or else they would silence the news. So we conclude that it is something they want people to think. Nothing extraterrestrial, at least, was shot down as far as they know, and they know. About these drones being seen in general more than before, Mari this year, in March this year, said that it's not that there are more of them in the sky, it's just that the government and their controlled media could have also opted to filter out such sightings much less, which could be an indicator of movement in the direction of preparing the population for a false alien invasion. And she also made a video about this fuss in the media about those UFOs. It was last year, and she says this. What we believe is going on is a psychological operation controlled and prepared by governments and or cabal for two possible purposes. For one or both at the same time. The first one is to implement the first stages of the false extraterrestrial invasion they've been planning for decades and to study the public's reaction to a government-approved recognition in any level of the existence of crafts not from Earth. So I'm showing you all this just to, give you an overall picture of everything and a lot of things that have been said by our Taygetan friends over the years and how it's very congruent with what's been happening in the media and in the world. Arishah said that they are definitely pushing the fake alien invasion. She said that last year or a few years ago. And she mentioned that you can even see it in little things like what CIC detected in one of those Wikipedia things they put on Mari's video. They used to have the definition of abduction as in the pseudoscience of ufology, it is an alleged act of ETs taking people and animals against their will. Now it says, this is Arishah saying, now it says, in ufology, it is the act of ETs taking people or animals against their will. So all these words like alleged, it's taken out. And she says that the difference is very subtle, but it's definitely indicative of something that they are, or they want people to take this as a fact and not something to debunk. So right there you can even see that they are pushing that UFO invasion hidden agenda, everything being agenda. And in 2023, in July, Mari said the following. Observing what they are transmitting through their official ET research groups, I can conclude that if the alien invasion is underway, there would be two main tendencies. The first one would be presented to the public as a hostile planet takeover. So again, I'm repeating this also, the information is repeated because I'm showing you different information coming from Yaski and Athena, what was said in the past, how it relates to what is said now also. So again, Mari says, the first one would be presented to the public as a hostile planet takeover that the people of Earth must unite to fight against. Therefore, the entire population must accept new restrictions and lockdowns and the removal of all their rights in the name of the greater good. And the second one is that of a benevolent galactic federation of love and light that will impose a new set of fantastic and well-thought regulations all the population of Earth must follow to ensure a harmonious future. This second option will also mean restrictions, lockdowns, and the removal of all civil rights. So it boils down to the same thing. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. I'm going to share with you what Arishah, the Urmah tiger, said on the topic of invasion, alien invasion, because he also had his opinion about this, and this was shared in Mari channel in December 2023, so a year ago. This is what Arishah said. It is not clear whether the false alien invasion is being orchestrated only from Earth and by its low-level overlords, or if it is coming directly from the Galactic Federation itself. So it is not clear. Although we do suspect the latter, says Ari. Such a false invasion may be the last resort for the cabal which controls Earth to attempt a total takeover of all the cultures of the planet. Yet, we also know that they already control all of Earth politically from under the table, so it's easy to conclude that it would be only theater for the people. And he continues. We are quite sure that the cabal will implement a long list of other agendas and procedures before such a false alien invasion. The cabal must first set a stage for the humans to believe in such a false alien invasion, and that stage is the sum of all the other minor agendas that shape, modify, and ultimately guide humanity in their desired direction. What I mean is that the false alien invasion is their last resort, especially if their other plans have gone sideways. So many things must first come to pass before they come up with that nonsense. Humans are already invaded, no need to invade them as they belong to the Galactic Federation and all its shady, darker levels we are well aware exist. So here, as he is saying, other events will have to happen to kind of prepare the public view for that invasion, for the existence of the extraterrestrials, whether good or bad. So here, that's why I am pointing all these past events and declassifications or sightseeings or leaked videos, because it has been in the making, and even before that, of course, to prepare the public for something. Because if it's coming from that level, from the media and from the government, it's never for the good reason. And here, from the video interview with the Urmah tiger Arishah Part 3, published in 2023, he was asked what they would do as felines, as Urmahs in that situation. He says, what we would do as Urmah would depend on what exactly is going on at the time and in what terms such a false invasion is taking place. But we will not hesitate to pick a fight should we see it as necessary. After all, we have started wars for less in the past, and the Galactic Federation can take my last words as a warning. These were the famous words that you all loved coming from Arishah on this topic. So is there or will be an invasion, a real invasion? There cannot be, because from another perspective, it could be said the Earth is already invaded. It is in the hands of the Galactic Federation. Mari says, let's see what comes up next. But most certainly, it will not be a real alien invasion, because planet Earth is under Federation control and has been for at least 12,500 years. No one will invade. or planet Earth is already invaded, depending on the point of view. There can be no real alien invasion. That's from another point in her writing. There cannot be any real alien invasion because Earth is already invaded and completely under the control of the same group of human and non-human people, leaving the countries and the wars between them only as control mechanisms over the human population and part of the sick game of living on Earth. The entire planet is under the direct control of the Galactic Federation, and all secret societies and the governments they control are under their management. And to add to this, we're going to finish soon, final comments here. To add to this, Arishah in September 2023 said the following: "The Galactic Federation is not interested in liberating Earth because there is nothing to liberate it from other than from themselves. They see no need because it is they who are running and controlling everything that is going on there. They are running the show, and the show it is. That is why any alien invasion of Earth would be nothing more than another manipulative sham, manipulative shame. Please remember that, because sometimes people, even so-called awakened people in our community, have these tendencies to forget all this when they see something supposedly amazing happening, coming, announced from the governments, etc. Do remember this. Do refer to this video when something continues to develop in this whole topic. Also, 2 more points. There is another element here. Just as we can say that we have been already invaded in a way that we are under control of the Galactic Federation, there is also here an element of something very likely invading the Galactic Federation itself. As we know, there is something shady happening, so this is like already invasion within the invasion. First, we have been under the control of the Galactic Federation, and now something has invaded the intentions of the Galactic Federation towards Earth and is kind of influencing it from behind. So that's another element to add to this. And just to follow with what I said, in 2021, Yaski already said that this was happening, at the end of the global situation that we had. It was said in February 2021, Yaski said, "Warning, we sense an alien invasion here going on behind the back of the Federation itself. Or they know and do not say. But we smelled the rat already, because we are in a low Earth orbit, almost suborbital. That's why they didn't want us this close." It was back in 2021 where the Federation was ordering them to go higher. They had this instruction. And I here asked Yaski, why don't you collect the evidence and present it to other ET races about something invading Galactic Federation? And Yaski said, we are on the task as we speak. There is far more going on than what meets the eye, even of the most awakened ones. It all boils down to alien invasion. So, as I said, we have been invaded within the invasion here. But from the other perspective, no invasion is happening, not in that way as they are trying or will be trying to present this. So, final thoughts, and this is important. All of this, what governments have been doing and declassifying this and that and talking about the UFOs, it may sound amazing, like a true disclosure, but in my perspective and our perspective, this is something that is mimicking that true disclosure. And it's frustrating because it's hard to differentiate, right, for the people. And unfortunately, and this is what Athena said as well some time ago, us doing this work, all of us, is also in a way contributing to this whole situation of normalization of the ET reality, and it sucks. And it was Athena's words: we are contributing to it, and it sucks. it's kind of the way I see it. It's like a war for the true interstellar disclosure versus what mimics it for the dark reasons. Even like my Space Academy idea, you know, the return of the true stellar identity each time, as I said in my trailer. It could also be, you know, inadvertently working for that goal. And unfortunately, yes, it's how it is. The resets very often are being sped up by the works of the starseeds to bring some of this cosmic reality into this earth. So we are trying on our side bring back that cosmic interstellar reality and awareness, but we are also contributing in a way to them speeding up their agendas and their resets, and something that is mimicking what we are trying to do, mimicking the true disclosure. That's why even the ET intervention, like you were asking, would they intervene or do something openly? That would be seen badly as well, unfortunately. And this is what even Ari said. Ari said this sometime 1 year ago. He said, the political situation in the Galactic Federation right now would make any direct intervention look like a hostile invasion, which incidentally would benefit the Cabal, as they are said to be planning a false alien invasion. This means that we do not foresee the possibility of any direct intervention right now, because they don't want to be playing into the hands of the Cabal. However, you know, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. The situations change. And last quote, and this is from Mari from this year, last year, 2024, May. She said this, and do remember this. Another point I want to express is that we are aware of the similitude or apparent connection of our group and its projects with the controllers of Earth's plan to cause or simulate an alien invasion. We know that everything ET is being strongly pushed onto the public to set their mentality as accordingly as possible to accept their plans. I must openly declare that we have nothing to do with this or with them. And so I must also declare myself that my work and new channel Space Academy also has absolutely nothing to do with this. If anything, it has to do with counteracting what they would be feeding to the people, how they will be trying to portray the extraterrestrials and the whole narrative. So I am offering a counter narrative to all these people that will be coming to the subject. So this is it. Much more could be said, but just be aware, be critical, do not trust what's coming from the media and official media and governments. Of course, you know all this, but sometimes you have to be reminded, because yes, people and also starseeds get away running around all happy when all these different things are happening, because we all want that true cosmic disclosure. However, you know, the Cabal knows this and they are playing their cards really well. They are super smart. So be watchful. Okay, this is it from me here. I'm going to continue work on other videos, so I'm going to see you quite soon again. Thank you very much for watching this one. Until next time.